afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Talks That Teach, where conversation inspire growth, leadership, and meaningful transformation. Today, we are privileged to have a guest, a leader whose work is helping people around the world rediscover confidence, reclaim their identity, and step fully into their authentic voice. Our guest, 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝘂𝗐 𝗣𝗶𝗹𝗵𝗂, if I am not pronouncing right, we make it correct later on, is a Maxwell speaker, leadership, and confidence strategist, and author of Unapologetically You. And welcome to this show, Talks That Teach.
Thank you so much for having me, Naseem. And I appreciate your patience. I know we had to reschedule the initial dates because of my health. And thank you for accommodating that. I really, really appreciate it. And now it's here. We're here. We are doing the talk. So I'm excited and I can't wait to move on.
Thank you very much. You rescheduled our event. It was a long awaited, and God, thanks God that it's happening right now.
Mhm.
And your name is quite, you can say, unique for me. I tried to learn about this. First of all, its pronunciation was quite different. And where somewhere I learned Ernie is good thing to, you can say, rather than full name. And what's the origin or the meaning of this name, if you would like to share with our audience?
Yes, it would be my great pleasure. And I love that you're asking me this. Just a little bit of background. My name is 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝘂𝗐. It is a combination of my parents' first names. My father's first name is Ernesto, and my mom's name is Emerita, and they combined it, hence the name 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝘂𝗏𝗧. The nickname Ernie came from years of my name being I'm not offended by it. It's mispronounced, hence the word butchered. And I try to make it easy for people to pronounce it. Hence the nickname Ernie came about. Now I've had individuals call me Lita or Lilita. It's very challenging apparently. And I've been called Jennifer too. This is real life. I've been called Jennifer from Ernalita. So I try to make it easier for people, and I love the nickname Ernie. It's very unique, and a lot of people thinks that I am a guy, but I show up as me.
Right, right. Whenever then they discover about your identity, then what's their response?
They're shocked. So in my previous years, I came from healthcare, and I've had this opportunity to be the person to call whenever a treatment needs to be given to a patient. And they will always say, the nurses will always say, call Ernie. And then when there's an issue with the patient, now, mind you, the patients would hear my name. And then whenever there's an issue with the patient, they have to call me and speak with this patient. And I had one patient comment, you know what? I hear your name every time, and I think of you as this big old man who has this authority. And then you come walking here, you're so tiny, and then you come to me with a smile. Like it's a completely different person. And I said, I get that a lot, but this is me, the teeny tiny Ernie that you will see every time I show up.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ernie, as you have different hats, you wear different hats. What's the real Ernie? Who is she?
I love this question, Nassim. No one has ever asked me who the real Ernie is. You know how in our when you are asked the question, who are you, and a lot of people would say, I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am a worker, I am a nurse. Whatever the title is given to us, that is the response that we will give. But whenever someone asks me who is Ernie, I would always say I am an enthusiast when it comes to personal growth, specifically with confidence. And the reason why I say that is because it is the purpose that has been given to me, and it's something that I thrive to show to others by creating platforms or being on stages to make an impact on other people. Now, I'm not sharing that because I'm plugging anything or with ulterior motive. It is because it has become my purpose, but not my identity. And I wanted people to capture that it's not our identity, it is the purpose. And that's what I am doing with my life today. An enthusiast who's willing to grow and share the growth that I've gone through my life.
Thank you very much. May you make it more clear the difference between identity and purpose? Sometimes they merge themselves.
Sometimes they do, and it coincides with each other. When you say identity, it's how you identify yourself. And a lot of people, when they say identity, it talks about your gender, right? As to how you are in the world. How are you walking in the world? Hence the confusion of different sexual identifications, different pronouns. But we have, in my growth journey, identity is who I am when I am showing up. It has nothing to do with anything that of my gender, of my pronouns. It has something to do with my full intention of who I am when I am showing up. That is my identity. Hence, I respond with I am an enthusiast for growth because that's how I show up every single time. When it comes to purpose, it's what you are meant to do. Now, what you are meant to do is something different from what you are currently doing. Perfect example, Naseem, I have shared that I work in healthcare, right? And I love healthcare. I love being able to help the patients. I work specifically in the billing department, which we talk about finances, but it's also a second treatment or help that you can help a patient in clinically, and then the financial aspect of it. I love being able to help them get the treatment that they need, whether that's cancer or a regular flu or fever. That is what I'm doing, what I was doing. My purpose, on the other hand, is to impact women from different countries realize that they have what it takes to live the life that they wish for. And that is through speaking, coaching, and facilitating. So two different things.
Right. You are working for women, but do you think men are in the same boat? Why you are not working for them?
I am not. I love this. So a little bit of background of
And
my
it
conference.
becomes sometimes it becomes gender specific.
Yes, it is. So the reason why I do that, and I have been asked this question multiple times, and I'm not going to back down on my response. And the reason being is the person uh, who you are not entitled, but the person that you are more credible to help was the person that you were before. And that is my belief. Hence, I focus on women because I am a woman who is from the Philippines who moved to United States. It's not because I wanted to push out men, but I am a firm believer that when I focus on who I resonate more with the people that is like me, right? And can I teach men? Definitely. I have hosted workshops, I have spoken in different stages wherein there are men out there and they resonate with the teachings that I have. But at the same time, again, the most person that you will impact is the same person that you were before, and that's what I am focusing on.
It's a great reason behind your purpose, right? Okay, Arni, many people feel disconnected from their purpose without even realizing. You often describe this as living with the pilot light turned off. How do we help such people turn that inner spark back?
Hmm. I believe that I love that question, Naseem. I believe that people walk around with their pilot lights out. And this is what I say now moving forward, that it has been my life mission to ignite that pilot light on so that people can show up with clarity, with conviction and confidence. So that is the statement itself, right? But what do we mean by when we say people are not living in their purpose and then their pilot light is turned off? There's a logical reason for it. When we are faced with things that are uncertain, when we are faced with the things that we're not confident with, or the things that we fear of, what happens? Do we move forward? A lot of times, do we move forward with those things that we have a burning desire to do, or do we fold? And one perfect story that I could connotate to this is what I shared, that I had a vision of speaking in front of thousands of people every time I speak on stages or on podcast interviews. So the vision that I've had before was speaking in front of thousands of people. Well, that would be great if I have the confidence. But the woman who had that vision was a shy introvert. English was not my first language. I stutter when I have to speak in front of a person, let alone thousands of people. But what I am teaching now is that's who I was. But my purpose has shaped me, not, let me reword that. My purpose has revealed who I am meant to be, which is someone who is a confident introvert, not a shy introvert anymore, and able to speak and live the life that I am meant to do. So when we say turning back the pilot light on, it's showing who you are meant to be, who you are truly, before all the conditioning that we have faced over the years, before the teachings that we have learned from not just our family, but our environment, the school, the work that we've had. It's unlearning all those things and realizing that, you know what, I am enough. I have what it takes. And I know that with what I'm doing today, I can also help someone else and show them that if I can do it, they can do it too.
Right. It's a great vision that you have shared, and people can learn a lot. And it reflects my, you can say, the college life as well. At
Yes.
my grade 11, I have a great story that later on I will share with you.
Yes.
That I was in the same boat, quite shy and introvert. I will share you later on, not right on this platform.
Okay.
Okay, my next question. We often feel confident among the people who are supportive and you can say the people who encourage us. But when this environment changes, something shifts inside us. How much of our confidence is shaped by the people around us? And what happens
Mm.
when that support system disappears? Sometimes we have to face some toxic people.
Yes. My mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell, has written the book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And one of the chapters there is law of environment. And the reason why I'm sharing it is because your environment is a vital role when it comes to building you and what you are meant to do. So with what you have just shared, Nasim, if your environment is toxic, and this, we all experienced it. I have experienced it myself. When people that you surround yourself with say, "Oh, you cannot do it," or "The market is saturated, you should not move forward," or "Well, who do you think you are, trying to do something and making a difference? Do you think you're smart enough?" If that's your environment, would you thrive and grow in that environment? No, right? But if your environment is something that shows, go ahead and do it. Whatever you need, I will be here to support you. Or Ernie, you are flying too high, you need to ground yourself. That is a very positive environment. Or something along the lines of, you know what, Ernie, this is what I have done to get to where I am today, and it seems like you're trying to get there too. Let me help you get there. Would you thrive in that environment? Yes, right. But the difference between the two where courage shows up is when you are in an environment that is very toxic, you have to show up more with courage. When you are in an environment that is very uplifting, their courage is what reflects on you instead of your courage reflecting on them. One of the teachings that I have learned over time, Nasim, is in our journey, we will face two different people: battery drainers and battery chargers. The battery drainers are the people who will drain your energy with all the negativity, with all the drama, with all the toxic verbiage that they will reflect on you. The battery chargers are the one that will uplift you, support you, and even give you that push to say, you know what, go get it. Now, obviously, the recommendation that I've learned in this journey that I've had is spend more time with the battery chargers. But it does not mean to push away the battery drainers. And the reason being is you can be the battery charger on that battery drainer.
Right.
So that's
Wonderful. I don't think what happens when you say something, something reflects back to you in the same way. So many years back, one of my teachers spotted me in the same way. He asked me one question: have you ever thought about to be have good grades in exam? We have annual, you can say, exams. We have a board system of examination. Then after it was a grade 10 when I was in grade 10. I openly said to him, "No, sir, I didn't have any thought like that." After 1 or 2 days, I asked him, "Sir, is it, do you think I can do that? Or you are just making fun with me?" He was quite serious. He said, "I know you can do it." And from that sentence, my patterns of thinking quite changed. And luckily, I did that. On honor board of that school, my name is printed over there. You can see you can see I was the first in the list who scored well in that. Encouragement, you can see, makes a man different, I think.
definitely.
That you have shared with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It makes so much difference when you're encouraged, for sure.
Yes. That's why whenever you say something, it resonates me somewhere in the world. What happens, I don't think. It means you are sharing something universal.
Yes.
Many people define themselves through titles, yet describe yourself as an enthusiast of leadership and personal growth. How does that identity includes the way you lead and inspire others?
I love this question because it reflects the growth when it comes to my leadership definition now. And if I'm just going to be honest, my initial definition of leadership is you have to have a title, right? You have to have a title of a supervisor, a manager, a CEO, a founder, whatever that case is. I have learned in my journey that leadership is not a title. My mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell, has shared that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And though there are different types of more than the influence itself that makes a leader, but that is the most valuable piece. So when you say leadership is influence, it does not show any titles. Influence meaning helping someone to get from where they are today to where they want to be. I have connotated myself as a leadership enthusiast because no one is perfect. No one will say, well, I have it all figured out, because none of us has that. We are learning along the way. And that's how I have defined my leadership today. I do not have all the answers. I will not be the one to say, well, you should do this, you should do that. I will be the first person to say, we should try this. why don't we try this now and then see what happens? If it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, well, it's a learning opportunity. Hence, it's not a title per se. It's more so of how are you showing up around the people that you surround yourself with, the people, your family, right? Because in all reality, we are a leader in all capacity. Leader in your own life, the hardest person to lead is us. Right? Maybe the wife is the second hardest person to lead, but it's always us. We're always the hardest person to lead. But it's not just in the workplace. The way you lead is based on how you're showing up around the people that you surround yourself with. That's your family members, that's at church, that's anywhere else that you go to. And you are already leading without you even speaking. It's just depending on how you show up.
Right. And what you can say insight that you have covered my next question as well. It was about your you can say the leadership style that with the passage of time have changed. You can say have a prophetic idea that you perceive before you can say the question is just coming, you respond before time.
Yes, definitely. So the initial, now mind you, a lot of times, and I don't know if other people can relate to this, I have gathered the title of being a manager way before I am ready to become a leader. A lot of us are promoted to such a position not knowing that being a leader and being somebody as an employee is different, right? And a lot of times you are promoted because of your results. Like you're the best seller or the best person that provides the result for the company, the person who brings all the money for the company. You get promoted because of that. But when you step into the leadership role, you are not showing results. You're actually managing people, not the work. So what's the difference between the two? When I first started, I was focused on the results affecting the people who were with me. What does that look like? I'm looking at the numbers, like say, oh, well, and this is in the billing world, our collections for the month is very low, which is, let's say, give a number, $50,000, right? Why is it very low? That's the first question that I would ask my team. Why is it very low? Well, what are you guys doing that it's not bringing the money? That was my first leadership style. Would my team feel appreciated and valued with that kind of question? No. And that's what they have expressed. So when I have learned that strategy is not working and that's not what leadership truly looks like, Nasim, the difference now is when there are months that are low, I have to jump in and ask my team, okay, so what seems to be the reason why the month is low? And I'm not questioning them. I'm asking the reasoning for the results. Is it because we were having issues with the insurance companies that we're facing? Is it because we're short staffed? And the most important thing about this is we are asking the people for their own opinions as to what took place. We're not questioning them, but asking them of their opinion. And why is that? The reasoning is, and this is one important teaching that I've learned in my leadership journey. When you ask a person about their opinion, they feel seen and valued. When you question their performance, what do they feel? They feel devalued and unappreciated. And that's the difference between the two. And ever since then, it's been a learning. I have this teaching, and I just shared it at the GLT 18 speaking that we had, right? And it's developed together with your team, meaning learning with them, and at the same time, engaging with them. The difference before is I question all their actions. Today is I grow with them and I ask for their own opinion, which give them ownership about the work that they do.
Right. Wonderful. Many people wait until they feel ready before taking any action. Why do you believe starting imperfectly is more powerful than waiting for the you can say confidence to arrive?
Mm.
Action.
I I would love to actually use a an example of a story. So my question and to the audience, when when we say I want to wait until I'm ready to have a baby, do you think you'll ever be ready to have a baby at all? No, right? Because in the first place, we don't even know what to expect when it's already here. We don't know what will it take to take care of a baby, right? We don't. I don't know if you agree, Nasim. Sometimes we don't even know how to take care of ourselves, let alone having to take care of another human being. But that is one perfect example of it. Waiting until you're ready. A lot of times, you will not get there. There is this strategy that we're taught. You have to aim. You have to get ready, aim, and shoot. Get ready, aim, and shoot. So, what does that look like? You have to make a decision,
Yes.
right? And then prepare for it, and then you shoot. So, what happens is you made a decision, okay, fine, I wanted to do this. And then you get ready, you aim, and you just aimed the whole entire time without shooting because uh, and this is my story. I made a decision that I wanted to lose weight. And decision, and then aiming is okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. I bought all the fancy clothes of working out. I bought all the groceries, and then I researched what exercises to use to do at the gym or at home, whatever. I bought all the equipments, but that's all I did. I never did the work. See, that's what happens a lot of times. But the strategy that I am showing people now is get ready, shoot, and then aim.
Right.
The difference is you're making the decision now that say, you know what, I will go ahead and dive in. And then you shoot, meaning taking action. Instead of doing all the research, what I have to do is go to the gym and just sit there and just look at people and follow what they're doing. And then aim after that. What happens is when you just keep aiming and aiming and aiming, you don't really know what you're looking at. But when you put action in place and you have learned that, well, this exercise is really not helpful. I think I'm doing it wrong. Maybe if I do it this way, I would see results. Right? See the difference with just getting ready, aiming and shooting? You have nothing. There's no reason for you to aim yet because you have no data to compare it with. But when you're getting ready, you shoot and you aim, you took action first, gathered the data, and then pivot from there and see what works and what did not work. Focus on what works, improve on what's not working.
Right. It means we have to take action first, then
Yes.
right.
And what the beautiful thing about this is confidence shows up when you see results. Confidence shows up when you see results, not because I love this, I love this. You can plan, you can wish, you can hope to have confidence, but without action, nothing will come into fruition.
Right. And sometimes you talk about that confidence is just like a skill; it can be developed. In your book, you can see that some statements written. How I would like to quote that. How does the competence confidence loop explain how confidence
Mm,
is actually built?
yes. As you probably have already known in the audience, as I mentioned before, I used to stutter when I had to speak in front of one person, let alone thousands of people. So my confidence level was down below, right? I don't have the confidence. And the reasoning for that is I had this thinking that confidence is a personality trait, meaning it's in us, right? And if you don't have the confidence, well, you are sorry. I mean, you can't do anything without it, right? But when I have learned that confidence is a skill, when we hear the word skill, it's something that you can hone, you can develop, and you can learn. And since I heard that, Nasim, it was a completely different ballgame for me. Mel Robbins, she is a lawyer turned motivational speaker, suffered from deep anxiety. She said that confidence is kind of like the competence confidence loop, and it works both ways. So confidence is having the courage to turn thought into action and doing it over and over and over again. What does that look like? So having the courage, meaning taking yourself out and just doing the work, like what we said earlier. We get ready and then we shoot and then we aim. So doing the work, even though we're scared, we are starting to do the work. The beautiful thing about it is you will not see confidence right there and then, but if you continuously do it over and over and over and over again, you realize that actually I'm good at this, right? And then next thing you know, people are relying on you because you're doing the work. Hence, build the competence because you're learning what works and what does not work. And the more you see results, the more you build the trust, and then confidence shows up and say, you know what? Every time I just step in and do something and continuously do it, I realize that I'm actually, there's nothing wrong with me and I can do it, and I'm able to see the results within it. That's the competence confidence loop. And this is a dangerous knowledge to learn because I will show you now. When you do not take action, it's the same result. You will not be competent because you are not taking action towards it. And the more you repeat that cycle, you will not have the confidence. It's all dimming your light. The pilot light that we're talking about, it will continuously be off because we are not taking action despite of the uncertainty, despite of the fears.
Right. Wonderful. Wonderful. And we have to, you can say, turn our pilot light back on.
Yes, it's the pilot light backing on, and it's not meant to change you. It's meant to show who you are.
Right. And I think often people hesitate not because they lack their ability, but the self-doubt holds them back. How can encouragement from their colleagues, or you can say that, help them turn their pilot light back on, and they make
Yes,
their actions?
yes. I am one of the people who actually self-doubted myself. As you already know, I've said this 3 times. I doubted myself. I am a shy introvert. Being around people scares me. When we say shy introvert, it sounds very the same, right? But it's 2 different things. When you're shy, you're always internalizing, is this person gonna like me, or would they think I am smart enough? That's like being shy, and it's my reasoning as to being a shy person. The introvertness part of it is a personality trait for me. When I am around people, it drains my energy, right? But when that's what happens when you're an introvert. But when you are an extrovert, being around people gives you all the energy in the world. It's completely different for me. So when we are encouraged by others, imagine somebody who I I love this because a friend of mine said, Ernalita, you are very ambitious. And I did not see myself as one. But how can an ambitious person thrive in a world when they are shy and an introvert? And the encouragement is where it all started. In my book, chapter 9 actually, is where I shared that there are 3 sources of courage. And this is where the teaching that I have learned over time took place. When you say encouragement, it has the word courage in it, right?
Yes.
And the three sources of courage is the courage from other people's belief in you,
Right.
right? That's from others. The second source of courage is your belief in yourself. And the second is your belief in the higher power. I wanted to focus on the encouragement or the courage from other people's belief in you. I did not have the confidence that I have today without the help of my mentor, who became a good friend of mine in healthcare. I shared that I became a leader without even being ready to be a leader. And every single time that I am trying to do something, it holds me, my self-belief, my limiting beliefs holds me back. But this woman would say, Ernie, you can do it. It's easy. Come on, just go ahead and do it. And it took a lot of times for her to say that to me, for me to realize, why is it that this woman who has everything figured out see that I have this value, that I can do it, and I can't see it for myself? So before, I did not have the self-belief, but I leverage on her having the belief in me. All the encouraging words, all the investment that she has given me, she would take her time and teach me on how to do things. I question that. Why is she investing in me? And because she is trying to build me up to the woman that I am meant to be. Hence, it's very important to leverage on the belief from other people's belief in you.
Right. The three sources are very important for us, as you shared.
Yes. Same as your environment, right? When we say we talk about our environment earlier, it's one of the factors. People will believe in you. It's just finding those individuals that will truly invest in you. When we say invest, it does not mean money. It's more of investing their time and making an effort to say, you know what, I have done it this way. Let me show you, and maybe you can improve it.
Yes. As you're talking about the three sources, I would like to talk about faith in the, you can say, the moments of uncertainty or weakness. Can
Mhm.
faith become a source of courage, and how have you seen that transform people's lives?
Faith itself.
Yes.
In my journey, there's a lot of uncertainty, and we all have uncertainties. I will not, I will not disagree with someone who would say, I'm going through a lot of stuff right now too. So in the way I reflect on this is, faith is my North Star. When we say our North Star, is like, it's the basis of how we do things. In my uncertain times, I have connotated faith to me as a confirmation when I feel at peace. And let me explain why. I started a radio show. I co-hosted a radio show a few years ago, not knowing how to become a radio show host, let alone and not realizing that it's international. So just like what we're doing today, Nasim, I'm sure this is, will show around the world. I did not know how. And there's obviously a lot of work that needs to take place at that time, which I did not know what. And then making a decision to figure out when to land it. So these uncertainties, which can, one, this is where the limiting beliefs and the fears can come in, right? So, well, do I have what it takes to be a radio show host? I am a very boring person. What if it doesn't work out? Those are the internalized conversations that you will have with yourself. But when you leverage on your faith and say, well, I do have all these uncertainties. But what I felt at that time, Nasim, every time I think about the potential of being an international co-host, all I felt was peace. And that was my decision maker.
Right.
My mind will give me all these uncertain, limiting beliefs. But when I feel at peace, that's all I needed, and I will move forward. And I have utilized this piece in a lot of things that I've been doing. I am able to compete on, and I'm not saying this is a brag, these are examples. I was able to compete in front of hundreds of certified speakers and was chosen to speak as the top 10 speaker for that year in front of 7,000 certified speakers. The fear of that is tremendous. But what I told myself is, if I can speak in front of these people, I can speak on any stage. And that's where I leverage on my faith.
Right. That's a great contribution. You say success often follows persistence rather than perfection. What does true commitment look like when pursuing a dream after failure or rejection?
I laugh because I experienced this, and I'm sure you experienced this, Nssim. Perfect example is this live show, right? When you're talks that teach. One of the things that was shared with us is, if you're out there in the world trying to add value, there will be people who will weigh you down. You will experience setbacks. May that be not a lot of people are listening or watching to your platform, or the negative comments that will come, or the idea of having a bad guest. Those things do happen. Success and inconsistency can coexist because, as we shared earlier, it's just a matter of taking action towards the thing that we have a burning desire to do. And it's not going to be consistent because we gather data based on taking action, not based on, well, when you fail, you will just stop. So commitment shows up when you keep still putting out videos, still bringing in amazing guests, still adding value to people, saying yes to opportunities, even though the response is a no, or if you experience setbacks, continuing. That's what commitment looks like. The journey is not consistent, it's very inconsistent, but that's, to me, it's what makes it fun.
Right.
Right? How boring would it be when you already know what the outcome is?
That's great. Yes.
How boring would it be? And this is something that Steve Harvey actually said. When the teachings that we've learned over time is, you don't have to learn the steps along all the steps along the way, right? Because when you are shown all the steps, do you think you will go through it? The hardships, the long nights, the interviews, all the things that you have to do in order to be successful. If you see all the steps, would you still do it? No, because you will know it's hard, which is why all you need to do is learn the next step. Right? So that's why God only shows, at least in my belief, God only shows you the next step, not the whole step, because he knows that you will give up. Right? So hence the inconsistency piece. But when you're trying to take action, you're committing to all the things, even though it's uncertain and you're not getting the results that you want, success shows up. The little successes, not the big one, because you don't know the big success yet.
Yes. Right. It means consistency is most important in life.
Definitely.
Okay, right. Do you think collaboration and sport is essential for achieving extraordinary results? Without collaboration and without sport, do we not able to get extraordinary results?
I love this question. I am a shy introvert, and being around people drains my energy. I have shared. But one of the things that I've learned, especially, I learned this from my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell. I quote him a lot because all the growth that I've done and gone through over the years, he summarizes it on his quotes. And he said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Yes, yes. Wonderful.
If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Collaboration to me is important, but it does not guarantee that when you collaborate with someone, you will be successful all the time. Collaboration will also show you the things that you want to see and the things that you don't want to see. Meaning finding the right people who will work with you, right? Hence, your environment is important. Collaboration to me is important, even though it drains my energy, but when you are working on something that you both are very passionate about, that jolt of energy comes back. So I have the opportunity to host seminars and workshops on a monthly basis. And I can just say, well, I will just speak every month and host workshops on a monthly basis. But that is selfish in my eyes because it's just me. My message will touch different people. But if I work with other speakers who has different stories and different messages, it can impact more people, right? And their message will resonate differently than my message. So, and I'm not saying that I am hiring them. I am saying that I'm not saying that they are working for me. I am saying that I'm working with them because it's a collaboration. It's not me doing them a favor. And that's the message of the collaboration and what it's supposed to look like.
Right. Okay. Can success and inconsistency go side by side? And can we recognize our progress over there?
I thought we went over that earlier, Nasim, but I would like to dive deeper in that. When we say inconsistency, right, and then when we say success, what does success really look like? When we say, well, I want to be successful, what does that really look like? And then when we say inconsistency, what does that really look like? Success is your definition of success, but it has to be very specific. Let's use the analogy of working out, right? Let's use the analogy because I am focusing on my health this year, so it's the more on working out. Success to me looks like feeling less fatigue when I'm doing a lot of work throughout the day and feeling lighter, meaning I would have lost 10 pounds. That's my definition of success, and that has become my goal, right? Now, the inconsistency part of it is when I plan to reach that goal, there's obviously results that will take into play in that process. What does that look like? So let's say I plan to work out 5 days a week, which is a lot. 5 days a week, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, right? So those are the 3 things that I focus on. But and that's in the span of 3 months. The goal is to reach a certain weight in 3 months, lose 10 pounds in 3 months. Let's just say that. And then I will plan to work out. The first month, you're seeing results and you feel good. But it's not enough to lose the 10 pounds. At that time, let's say you've lost 5 pounds, which is great, right? And then all of a sudden, the second month, you are doing the same exact thing, but you're not losing any weight. That's where the inconsistency, if I can speak, will show up. Because now you feel discouraged because you're doing the work, but you're not seeing the results. So what happens? You fall through the cracks. Instead of working out 5 days, you're now going to work out when you feel like it. The beautiful part of that is, yes, that takes place, but when you recognize that, you know what, I didn't know this, but I've learned that when you're working out and doing the same workout, you will reach a plateau, and we all reach a plateau. right? And then when you recognize that and go back and change the plan instead of the goal, then you will continue to do the work differently, saying, oh, maybe that could be different exercises, different diets, or whatever it takes to get the results that you want. We will be inconsistent. There will be days when we don't feel like doing the work. But the secret to it is not stopping. The secret is keep pushing and still show up. Recognize that, I fell through the cracks, but I'm standing back up again and starting over to get there.
Thank you very much, Ernie. We have spent a lot of time, more than we had decided.
Wow.
It's a wonderful session. I really appreciate your energy. I have seen here some, you can see the shows with Dr. Cuckoo as well, super energetic person as well.
Yes.
I really, you can say I'm honored that I have a guest like you on my, you can say, talks they teach. And I have learned a lot of things. And from your book, only one chapter, it's more than blessing for me, expecting something more from you as well. And you can say I will make sure to myself that whenever you have some time, you can in your schedule, I will connect to you and get some info. You can say your recommendation if you will be available. We have another show as well with a different topic, surely with another chapter of your book, Unapologetically You. That's a wonderful book. I recommend all those people who want to learn about it. It's a wonderful and great book for the students as well, for the, you can say, the leaders. It's a great help. It energizes people to make their contribution in the world as well. Thank you, Ernie, for sparing so precious moments for me. And God bless you, health back, as you were, you can say, under weather a few days back. And now you are.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, Naseem. I did not even realize that it's almost an hour already of our interaction, and it's been fun. And at the same time, you have challenged me in the teachings from the book, and I love it. The stories, those stories would not have come out without you asking the questions. And thank you so much for doing so.
Thank you.